now, here to present this year's honoree for the National College Football Awards Association's contributions to college football, ladies and gentlemen, Lou Holtz.
Most awards can be given to many different recipients with good justification, but the contribution to college football award can only go to one worthy recipient, and that is Ara Parseghian. For many years, I've known Ara and his lovely wife of 60-plus years, Katie, and I've never seen a better role model of a father, husband, grandfather, coach, businessman, scratch golfer, or person than Ara. First time I was with Ara at Notre Dame, I said, Ara, did they have the same policy now where the head football coach could not make more than the president of Notre Dame, and he's a priest that took the vow of poverty? And Ara said, before I walked into the first press conference, Father Joyce said, Ara, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mention anything about salary. Ara said, oh, no problem, Father. I'm as embarrassed about it as you are. From that time on, we both shared what it was like to be the head coach at Notre Dame. When the bank asked me to list my assets, I start with my friendship with Ara. No one has been more helpful to me as a coach at Notre Dame than Ara. He could write his own recommendation, and I would be proud to sign it.
Remember this whole life through that tomorrow there will be more to do, and failure waits for all who stray with some success made yesterday. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is the future.
Those are the words Ara Parseghian would tell his team after their biggest victories. And for a coach whose name at Notre Dame remains golden, the victories were many, shaped by dedication and dignity.
Ara was one of the greatest coaches and gentlemen who has ever graced a sideline in college football.
When you think about Ara Parseghian, you think about a guy that wins, a guy that does everything with class, there's never been a scandal, great character, great integrity, a great person.
He doesn't have a political bone in his body. He's going to tell you the way it is, and I just think that that's so refreshing today.
The era of Ara, as it is now called, began in 1964, when the Irish had not had a winning season in 5 years.
You know, you get kicked around and you lose. Pretty soon you believe you're a loser. The biggest problem was to reinstill a lost confidence by the players.
The turnaround began behind future Heisman winner John Hewart at quarterback. Parseghian went 9-1 in his first season. 2 years later, in 1966, the Irish won the national championship.
Notre Dame, the mighty Irish stay unbeaten with a 51-0 rout of USC.
In 1973, the Irish were looking to achieve a perfect season and a national championship when they met Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. With the fourth quarter winding down, Parseghian rolled the dice on 3rd and long.
Who could ever forget the play-action pass against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl when Notre Dame's winning by a couple points and Alabama has them pinned up on about their own 3-yard line?
Clements coming up is a pass, and he's got his man.
He was innovative, and he wasn't afraid to take a risk, and he believed in his players.
The Irish, coached by Ara Parseghian, are national champions.
But he retired a season later, and as long as that moment echoed as many games as he won, there was a still greater calling for Parseghian at the age of 71. In 1994, 3 of Ara's grandchildren, Marcia, Krista, and Michael, were diagnosed with Niemann-Pick Type C, a disorder that affects the body's ability to break down cholesterol correctly. The disease is incredibly rare, affecting 1 in 150,000. There is no cure.
When the children were first diagnosed, we cried, we screamed, and I have to be honest, I'm not embarrassed to say that I cursed God. It was so unthinkable what was coming at our children. It was absolutely a death sentence.
We were incredibly depressed, angry, and it took some time to come to grips before we decided to do anything.
We all wanted to save the children. That was the beginning of the Ara Parseghian Medical Research Foundation. My lifetime isn't over with yet. I'd like to think not. I may be on the 4th quarter. And my greatest achievement, I would like to think, is maybe ahead of me. Oh boy, that was a good one there.
All of a sudden, he was faced with this huge challenge, and he jumped in with both feet and became the face of NPC research and fundraising. He did everything in his power to help raise critical dollars for the research.
Since its creation, the foundation has raised more than $40 million for research and treatment of Niemann-Pick Type C. Still, all the effort could not prevent tragedy for his family. Michael died at 9 years old, Krista at 10, and Marcia died in 2005 at age 16.
Devastating. I've never had anything hit me like this. And it stays there, it scars you, it's forever. It's not going to go away.
Progress happens every day in labs like this one on the Notre Dame campus, not far from where Parseghian led the Fighting Irish to glory. A treatment and a cure is the only victory anyone will accept.
We started on our own 1 foot line and crossed midfield. We're down past the opposite 40. We're down to the 25, 30-yard line. We're going to score. It's just a matter of time.
For Ara Parseghian, memory may be rooted in the past, but legacy is defined by the future. A man still leading, reaching, giving.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present this year's winner, the Contribution to College Football Award, Ara Parseghian.
Father, grandfather, coach, philanthropist, friend. What are you most proud of?
That's an interesting question. Probably we haven't achieved and found the silver bullet to finding a cure to Niemann-Pick C, but that's our goal. We've been at it for 18 years now. We've progressed in a lot of ways, and research is a grinding process. It doesn't happen. We wanted it right now. It doesn't happen that way. Little by little, we're going down the field. We're in scoring territory now, and I think when we find a cure, will be the greatest achievement. It pales compared to a national championship, as important as that is to every football coach in America that plays a game. This is for life, and it makes a very important impact if you can find a cure and save lives, take away the agony that the parents, the grandparents have. This has been a devastating thing for me personally and the family. It's been very hard. You're scarred forever. It's part of your life, but you have to live with it. And that's one of the things I learned by playing football, coaching football, being around competitive sports. There's no give up in this. We took the challenge, it was a big challenge, to try to find a cure to a mysterious ailment. It wasn't easy, but we are still dedicated to our goal of finding a cure to this disease.
To take that grief and to turn it into purpose, inspiration, and dedication for all the children who still suffer from this affliction has been a remarkable achievement for you and your family and everyone involved with the foundation.
Right there is the mother and the father of the 3 children that we've lost. Cindy and Michael, my son. A whole family got involved in this. It was not just one. Cindy's been the president of the foundation, has done an unbelievable job and work. Everybody's been a part of it. You don't raise $40 million by sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself. We decided to do something about it, and the very fact that I've been in competitive athletics was a big factor in all of that. You have carry forward values that are true to you. All of you guys out there, your nominees and the winners and so forth, as you move through life, it isn't going to be a bright, sunshiny day every day. You're going to have disappointments. But how you handle those disappointments is the important thing for you and everybody that's around you. And that's what I found from being not only a player, but also a coach.
Legacy is formed through achievement, and oftentimes the engine of achievement is passion. And anyone who hears Ara Parseghian talk knows that that passion burns to this day. Let's go down to Sam with a young man you know pretty well.
Pretty
Sam.
well indeed, Tom. Mike, we've all heard the saying, to whom much has been given, much is required. And obviously your dad has been given a lot. What kind of example do you think he set about what you should do with the platform that comes with being successful in college football?
Well, I think he's done this his entire career. It started with coaching young men, having a successful football team, but also teaching young men how to move forward in life. It's moved on into the foundation and stepping back up to the plate and starting all over again with a different mission.
We are so inspired by your story. Thank you so much for all you're doing to make a difference in so many lives. Mr. Herbstreit, take it away for us.
Well, Sam, what an amazing message there from Coach. And Lee, you've been around the game a long time. What did Ara mean to you?
Well, Ara was my hero as a coach. He was the epitome of a football coach. I always felt that I wanted to be like Ara Parseghian. When I was in Indiana for 2 years, he was at Notre Dame, and I used to look at him and say, what a classic guy. If I could ever be like Ara Parseghian, I would be successful. He was my hero.
Lou, I know you have a special relationship with him. What's the most unique thing that you were able to take away from his experience that maybe helped you the most when you were in South Bend?
Well, Ara just cares. He cares about Notre Dame. He cares about people. I never went to Ara. We played a lot of golf together, rode the cart together. I never asked Ara anything that he didn't give me a great answer. He never offered, say, you ought to do this, you ought to do that. He just genuinely cared. He has character, integrity. You get on the golf course, he's as honest as anybody I've ever been around. He's got an unbelievable sense of humor. He's got a great family. And you know, in the late 40s, Notre Dame never lost. And then when they went downhill, then Ara came and Lindsey Nelson. Now we moved later in that.
Yeah.
That's what you watch on Sunday morning. I know the preacher get mad because a lot of people probably didn't go to church because they wanted to watch Notre Dame on Sunday morning. But that took it into another level. And I agree with what Lee said. Everything he did, he's been successful, and he does it with class.
Coach, it's been well documented that this year he's taken the time to send you a little note and a message. What's that meant to you?
It's meant everything to have somebody that cares so deeply about the university, and still, he walks around with a limp. But let me tell you what, right now he could coach this game today. He's just sharp. He's got great intuition. He can tell me some things about my football team that you really can't see, and that's why he's just a special person.
All right, guys, we appreciate it.